Attention all swing traders. 2 weeks ago, we had this cross and I said this, really looking at this chart right here with the weekly Stochastic RSI cross. Since then, the market is up 15%, but this is my warning to all swing traders right now. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. My name is Steve. On this channel, I do not tell you what you want to hear. We talk about the facts and the charts, which often go really against the grain and may make you feel uncomfortable, but they're the facts and the charts, and they're what you need to hear. And on this channel, I am devoted to helping you stay level-headed through this crazy ride of crypto. Hit that subscribe button. You're now right at home. We're going to jump into it. We've got a lot to cover in today's video. On this chart alone, we have 3 distinct parts. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. All of them are incredibly important. And then we have a second chart to get to. On this video, I'm also going to tell an inspirational story at the end. And also, I need to say for October 11th, this Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a live video with a hot seat. It's something that I've absolutely fallen in love with. People are begging me to do more and more, and I cannot wait. October 11th, live video exclusive to all FFA members. Let's jump into it. Weekly chart, US dollar index. We're going to start with price action above, all right? Then we're going to get to the middle of our screen with the RSI. There's tons happening there, and then the star of the show. What we're going to do is cover just the facts, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to give my warning to all swing traders. After we've assessed the facts, we looked at them in an honest and open way, and then we'll get to what I think is going to happen. Let's start above. Price action. We have a red line, which is the 200 weekly moving average, and undisputably the most important moving average in all of crypto. Hands down, right? Right now, what we're holding this red line as is resistance, but not just any resistance, right? We've been resistance since August 21st, but what we've seen recently with this recent close of the candle that we literally just printed is this one. We had a large wick at the top heading into resistance. Now, if you look at just the pure facts, when you're holding resistance at arguably the most important line in all of crypto, right? The most important moving average, the 200 week, but you're holding it as a wick, that means that there was profit taking. Profit taking started at about 28.6K all the way down to a little below 28K. This is big profit taking at a key market structure. Okay, this is not just any little wick. This is a critical wick with the close of a weekly candle, hot off the press, heading into resistance. Okay, all of those things we just discussed, none of them are in my opinion. These are all facts in the charts. Now we get to the middle of the screen, right? As we said a couple weeks ago, that this is an opportunity for swing traders, but we mentioned a couple key points in the video 2 weeks ago. What we have here in the middle of our screen with the RSI is a distinct pattern playing out. Do you see what I see here? Well, what we've had is a turn of events. The turn of events started on April 10th. To get to the turn of events, we had a double top trend reversal followed by a double bottom trend reversal. The double bottom proved to be our base, and then we had a huge momentum swing to the upside, creating this pivot high here. From that pivot high, we came down to retest our current support. We had a failed rally, a breakdown of our support, and we came all the way back to our original support. The original support was created at the beginning of this calendar year. We held that support, and now the pressure was on Bitcoin. The pressure was on Bitcoin. We had to make a higher high to continue the trend. The trend is your friend until the end. Never bet against the trend in any market. So here we were. We retested our base. We were still looking relatively healthy, right? And we looked healthy until here. This was our failed rally. This was a double top. Look at this top and this top. But regardless of this top, we did not create a higher high. We created a lower high, showing weakness in the market, right? When we had that weakness in the market, we came and plowed through our base, the base that we had been forming this entire calendar year. With the breakthrough of the base, we formed a new pivot low. So not only did we have a failed higher high with another lower high, we had a new lower low. We had a new trend, ladies and gentlemen, right? This was the start of our new trend. This was the end of that trend and the start of another new trend, all right? So now we're in a downtrend. You can look at this any way you want, but the facts are the facts. You cannot argue this is an uptrend. It's by definition a downtrend. You had a high, a lower high, you had a low, a lower low. It's literally a downtrend. Again, what I'm saying here are just facts. These are not my opinions, not emotionally, I think we're going to go to the moon or crash down. These are just the cold, hard facts. Again, crypto is loud, crypto is in your face, it moves very, very quickly. But when you look at the bigger picture trends, everything becomes nice and clear. Okay, now let's get to the star of the show, the bottom of our screen. This is the weekly stochastic RSI. This is the 2-week stochastic RSI. And we'll get to this in a moment, but let's just take a quick look at the 2-week stochastic RSI. We just had this cross right here, hot off the press. The other few times we've had this cross, 2015, we had this cross, 200% rally. 2016, we had this cross, 2,000% rally. 2019, we had this cross, 300% rally. 2020 had this cross, 800% rally. 2022 had this cross, 75% rally. We have not had this cross since 2022. We just had this cross. What's going to happen? We'll get to that in a moment. So back to the weekly chart. Again, we were just on the 2-week. This is the weekly. On the weekly chart, we had this stochastic RSI. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. And we talked about it in terms of, okay, here's what a swing trader is thinking about. Here are the charts the swing trader is looking at. And we talked about this chart right here with this cross up right here. Attention teachers, coaches, professors, I want to hire you. Even if you've always dreamed about having one of those jobs and never had it, I want to hire you. I care about this. Here are the qualifications. Are you incredibly passionate about crypto? Number 2, are you incredibly passionate about actually helping other people improve their lives? And number 3, are you incredibly passionate about teaching? If you said yes to those 3, I want to hire you. Send me an email right now, info@cryptocrewuniversity.com. We're building an incredible team. Become a part of our team to help improve lives. Our mission is to change 1 million lives. If you resonate with that and you want to get a job in crypto to do the thing you love, this is your opportunity. This is a calling of a lifetime. Send me an email and we'll see where it goes. Peace and love. We talked about this is an opportunity for swing traders to lock in some profit, right? Right now, up about 15, 16%, right? But here's where it gets interesting. As we speak right now, we have this cross. This stochastic RSI at the moment is not higher than here. We're not as concerned with this. We're still in this move. What we're really concerned with is the middle of our screen. We are in a downtrend in the RSI, undeniable. What needs to happen is that the RSI gets above this pivot high, which is currently at 63. This is not just any pivot high. This was a double top trend reversal pivot high. 63 is the key area. If Bitcoin does anything else, it's still a downtrend. It has to get above 63 for it to be any sign of importance at all. All right. So let's get to this chart right here. And then I'm going to give my warning to all swing traders, right? We just painted the picture of this chart. We've had this cross for the first time all year. We haven't had it since 2022. The time before that was 2 years prior, 2020. Then we had one in 2019, and there was a few years prior to that to 2015, 2016. It's not often we have these 2-week stochastic RSI cross-ups, right? These are very, very rare and very noteworthy material. This is something that can propel the market into an absolute frenzy. What we've noticed is that we always have a stochastic RSI cross on the 2-week chart right near the market bottom, right? Here, right near the market bottom, 2015. Next market bottom, 2019, we had a stochastic RSI cross on the 2-week right here, right near the market bottom. Fast forward 2022, where did we have a stochastic RSI 2-week cross? Right near the market bottom. All right. Every single time we have one stochastic RSI cross, right near the market bottom. And then we sprinkle in between 1 and 3 other stochastic RSI crosses throughout the entire market cycle. Okay, so this happens to be our second. Our first one was right near the market bottom, 75% increase, and here we are with the second. These do not happen often. Okay, what we've noticed in other market cycles is that we had these crosses and then we had some denial in between near the bottoms of bear markets and throughout the bear market until we created our bottom, right? Once we created our bottom, then we had that stochastic RSI cross, which really represented the beginning of phase 1 of the next market cycle. So it's very exciting. What we've noticed is we've already had that cross near the market cycle bottom, and we are in our second. So we've got to compare apples to apples. When did we have our second cross here? It wasn't until phase 2 of the bull. We did not have our second one until phase 2 of the bull. We are not in phase 2 of the bull. We are in phase 1 of the bull. Here we had our first one. We had our second one here near the beginning of phase 2 of the bull. But we did have one which is really, really similar, which I really want to hone into right here. 2019, December. We were right here, phase 1 of the bull, right? We were in this downtrend from that top of 14K. We had this cross. We had a nice rally, beautiful rally. I think it was about 60-something%. But then we had that final pivot down because the trend is your friend. This rally that we had here did not create a higher high. It was a double top trend reversal, which we saw a pivot low, which we saw a retest of a base, right? That retest of the base happened. Then we had that another stochastic RSI cross here, which represented the beginning of phase 2. So what we can say with certainty, with the facts and the charts, is this we have to pay close attention to. Very, very close attention. We are in the beginning, early makings of what could happen with this type of move here, right? What we're seeing are very, very similar actions to 2019, right? Where we had our market cycle top, we came all the way back down. We had another cross up, which was another rally, but a failed rally, a retest of our base. That pure, plain and simple, those are pure facts. This absolutely pure facts. Every single market cycle, a stochastic RSI cross led to gains, period. All of them, look at them. We're talking about the ones that confirmed above the 20, by the way. The maker, the original coder of the stochastic RSI made it abundantly clear we do not talk about any crosses that have not confirmed above the 20 or below the 80. This is according to him, the developer of this indicator, right? So let's take this into consideration. Let's take these facts. Let's give some synopsis. Let's give my warning to the swing traders. We also need to talk to the long-term and medium-term investors. And on Wednesday, we're going to be doing this video, which is going to be phenomenal because in the beginning of phase 2, we had 2 rules for the beginning of phase 2. One of them was this chart right here with the rule with this red line. The second one is this one, which we're going to be doing on Friday. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're going to be doing both of those videos this week with our 2 main rules of this entire market cycle that we're in right now. So back to the drawing board. Let's discuss this chart and this chart in summary with my points to the swing traders. Well, this chart is very, very clear, right? We just had this cross. We do not know what this is going to look like in 2 weeks from now, right? This is hot off the press. This is literally a just confirmed, right? We just printed this chart. We don't know what it's going to look like in 2 weeks. What we do know is that this is an official cross, and we've never had a cross that plummeted in price. We've had every cross that we've had literally since 2015 has been pretty good, okay? Right? What we know about the weekly chart is that we had a cross up a couple weeks ago, which we covered right here on this channel. We also know that we're struggling with the RSI, that we're in a downtrend in the RSI, and that the only thing we need to do to really get excited is get above 63 in the weekly RSI. If this 2-week cross helps us get more momentum, helps this stochastic high get even higher, create a higher high than here, it's likely that this RSI is going to be battling here. That's what we need to happen to really get a chance at phase 2 of the bull. We're itching for phase 2 of the bull. And again, later in the week, I'm going to be covering the charts that are going to take us there, right? We had a cheat code that we developed literally last year with this chart right here. It still held true 6 or 8 months later. The exact cheat code, the rule that we made last year, is still holding true, and it holds the key to when phase 2 will start. But back to this chart here, right? We need this RSI to get above 63, and otherwise we're going to continue this trend. It's very, very simple, right? Now, price action showing a little weakness, undisputable. RSI showing a little bit of weakness, have not gotten above 63. Stochastic RSI showing momentum, good. Can the momentum swing these two? That's to be determined. We do have more momentum by our sides, the 2-week cross. So it comes down to a storyline of momentum. Is our momentum going to shift this downtrend and shift our heavy resistance at the 200-week moving average? Now, here's my warning. To swing traders, you're in trades too short to be in crypto, and oftentimes you're over trading. But we gave some recommendations to swing traders 2 weeks ago. That trade is up 15-16%. And my warning to swing traders is this. Number one, I don't think you should be swing traders in crypto. Period. You miss out on so much of the movements. Oftentimes you're over trading. You're trading with leverage. And you should not be swing trading. If you just look at your portfolio and instead just bought Bitcoin and held it, you would have more money and way less stress. Aside from that warning, which I beat over the head for years and years and years, aside from that warning, the warnings are this. If you entered a swing trade here 2 weeks ago, you're in the trade, you have this setup right here, you're looking to take profits because of this resistance here and our failed momentum here, okay? Swing traders cannot be in trades for 5, 6, 7 weeks, which it would take to really see how this plays out, right? Swing traders are in it short. By the time you're in swing trade 2 weeks, you're already almost out. And by now, if you're looking at it, hey, lock in this 15, 16%. I will see what happens in the next couple weeks. That's my warning to swing traders. Medium term, hey, medium-term traders, you're looking at these two charts that I'm going to show you later this week. Long-term traders are like, hey, we're in phase 1 of the bull. I already added to my positions at the bottom of the markets, right? When Steve called bottom 1 and bottom 2, I added then. If you completely mess it up and you're a long-term trader and you did not add at the bottoms, you're adding in phase 1 and you're not adding after. You can dollar cost average at any point. You can close your eyes at any point. If you're a long-term investor, you already know we're in phase 1 of the bull, undisputable. It's very simple, right? Medium-term traders, okay, there's a little bit more strategy. Swing traders are over trading and they're really very, very greedy. But again, swing traders lock in a little bit of profit and we see what happens with the momentum. Now, swing traders could get burned because this momentum could help propel this momentum into having this RSI get above here. But again, the reason why swing traders fail is the swing trader mentality is like 2 or 3 weeks really is the zone, and that's too short to see how moves play out in crypto. So they leave tons of profit on the table. They often lose heavy to the downside because the timing is not right. Crypto moves at a specific speed. It's not meant for swing traders. It's really meant for medium-term traders, but it's really meant for long-term traders. If you can read the charts, if you have any skills in the charts, you look at the long-term, it's easy money, really. It's easy money. So now let's get to the story. I have an inspirational story to tell you. And again, shout out to everybody in the FFA for our Wednesday, October 11th live video. Let's get to this inspirational story. So for those of you who don't know, I've been traveling the world for more than a decade. And by traveling the world, I don't mean like, oh, I moved to Thailand. I've been living there for 10 years. No, that's not my idea of traveling the world. I literally been homeless for 10 years, traveling the world. I meet a lot of people. And two things are always true about when I meet people. Number one, they have no idea who I am, which I love. And I never tell them who I am. Number two, I always, always, always try to change their life, try to impact their life in a big, big way in a short amount of time. This has always been my goal, even before I became quote unquote successful. 15 years ago, I was still doing the same thing when I met people in public who had no idea who I was. I would always try to deeply impact their life in a short amount of time. It's what I do on this channel too. So 2 days ago, I'm in the hotel room. I needed some assistance. Somebody came up. Okay, it's this kid, this college kid. He's probably, 21, 20. So I started speaking with him, started asking him, hey, you're in college. What do you study? Hey, what do you want to do? For me, I'm not interested in like, oh, how's the weather? These kind of like ridiculous conversations, what most humans like to have. I have no interest in those kind of conversations. I'm sorry if I offend you, but it's just how my brain works. No interest in these kind of small talk BS. So I get straight to the point. Hey, what do you want to do with your life? You're young. You've got your life ahead of you. What do you want to do? So this kid starts telling me about, well, I really, I'm interested in this food. I'm interested in this. I'm studying this. So I said, if I can give you one piece of advice in your life, you should work for yourself. So his face lit up. He's like, whoa, I have dreams about this. And I was like, oh, this is getting very interesting. What are your dreams? And he started talking to me about the food business. I really have an interest in the food business. So I said, that's phenomenal. And for those of you who don't know, I used to be a chef. I was a chef in my teenage years, into my early 20s, and then I became a food scientist, which develops food products in supermarkets around the world. I left that world a long time ago, but that's my background. I know a lot about food. So I said to the kid, look, I love the entrepreneurial spirit, but 80% of restaurants fail in the first year. And to get into supermarkets is incredibly difficult. Just proceed with caution. And he looked at me and he said, I'm not going to fail. And I was like, ooh, okay, I really like where this conversation is going. So I asked him, I said, are you telling me that no matter what business you start, you believe it's going to become successful? And he said, without a doubt. And I said, oh, this is phenomenal. And I said, just so you know, probably 95% of the world doesn't think like you. You're already in a very, very rare club. You already know that success is coming to you. No matter what you touch, this is a phenomenal feeling. I need you to harness this. So I said, can you paint me a picture? Because in your mind, you already believe, which is really difficult to do, which tells me you are going to be successful, but where are you going? Can you paint me a picture of your success? You seem to be very certain of your success. Can you paint me a picture? What does it look like? What kind of success are you going to reach? And he sat there and he thought about it and he said, wow, I've never thought about this. And I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a piece of paper. I want you to write down your craziest freaking dream life, your craziest dream life in detail, how you're living, how much you're making, how much you're investing, how much you're giving, how much you're working. I want you to write the craziest thing down, and I want you to read it every day. And I guarantee it will happen. You already have done all of the hard work. You believe in yourself. You believe whatever you touch, it's going to work. And people like you always make it happen. I want you to write it down. And he said to me, he said, wow, this really makes sense. I've been studying the law of attraction, and what you're telling me is like the law of attraction. To write it down, to read it every day, and it will come to me. And I said, absolutely right. So that's where the conversation ended. I made him promise me that he was going to write this thing down and read it every day. And I tell you what, it's people like that that are going to achieve every single thing they write down. He's already done the hard work. He's already done the hard work. He's ahead of 95% of people. But writing it down, holy, if I could swear right now, oh my God, I want you to try that. Most people have never thought, oh, what's my dream life? Because it's just that, a dream. They think it can't happen. If you believe your dream life will happen, it will happen. It's really that simple. I want you to write down your dream life. I want you to read it every day, and your life will change. I guarantee it. I'll bet any money on it. Any money on it. If you write down your dream life and read it every day, your life will change. It's that easy. Most people want something that's a simple answer. Oh, do this, success. But they don't want to put in any work. If you can't spend 20 seconds a day reading this thing, you're not going to be successful. You got to put in a little bit of work. If you read that thing every day, oh my goodness, your life is going to change. So I wanted to leave you on that note again. And this kid asked me too, because he came into the hotel. This is my office, and I have, lights and cameras, all these microphones and all this crap, and, green screen and all the other stuff. And he's like, do you create content? Are you a YouTuber? And for me, I would rather not say. I didn't tell him anything. I never tell anybody who I am. I don't care to be famous. I don't care to be in the public eye. I care about changing lives. Period. I care about impacting lives. That's it. That's why I have this channel. I don't need this channel. I have it because my goal in life, the reason I'm put on this planet, is to wake people up and get them to achieve things that they didn't think were possible. That's why I was put on this planet. That's why I do what I do. That's why when I talk to people in public, they never know who I am on purpose. And I try to impact their life in a deep way. It's the same thing I do on this YouTube channel, same thing I do with my students, except they know who I am, which, to each their own. It's really not for me. I would rather impact people's lives without them knowing anything about me. So I wanted to share this story. Hopefully this hit home with you. I know it hit home with me. And man, if you can really write down your biggest freaking dreams in this world and read it every day, you're going to be better than 99.9% of people on this planet. Period. End of discussion. I'll see you right back here in the next video. Do you want to know when to buy and when to sell? Click this video right now.